Alright, we got here the the skunk2 drive-by-wire 72mm throttle body I put on at school today. Matched it up with the skunk2 Pro Series intake manifold. I had to buy a huge JDM sport coupler to match up to the throttle body and to the intake. The factory engine coupler they send you with the intake was probably about 1.5 inches too small. Noticed some nice gains from this throttle body. It still has to break in, and the computer ECU has to get used to it. Had to do a idle learning procedure where I held the throttle down partially and revved it and held it at 3,000 RPMs for about 3 to 5 minutes. And I did a reflash with Honda. Has a little bit of rev hang, almost like when I first had the car without Flash Pro. But like I said, I still think that it needs to adjust. Because you're going from a 62mm throttle body up to an 80 that tapers down to a 72. Big difference. So that, them injectors are going to open up a little bit more, and it's actually a good thing I got those bigger Jotech injectors, or probably wouldn't run right at all. And without a Honda, I'm definitely sure it wouldn't run right at all. Let me give it up a start, and we'll see how it idles and sounds. I'm not going to rev it up too much. I got the little one sleeping, and I got Flash Pro hooked up because I'm going to get it tuned by Viper on eTunes here very soon, because it definitely needs it now. It's not running bad, but I would still like to see what she's doing and have it running exactly where it needs to be. Let's see where it's idling. What's going on here? Alright, key in, set up. Well, good thing about it is, I have the TPMS light on, but that's because my Tenzos don't have the radio frequency valve stems, and that's been on. That's normal for that to be on right now because I don't have the factory wheels on, and those TPMS valve stem sensors are very expensive, probably about 125, 150 a piece. Car's idling good. It's sitting at about 850 like these SI should normally idle, and pretty impressed that just doing that idle learning procedure. Like, to be honest with you, I didn't even do it because I was just leaving school, and I just started it up, and it went from the fast idle whenever it first warms up, and it just dropped straight down. It had a little bit of the Honda Wamba for a second or two, and then it quit. This Flash Pro is definitely a thing of beauty for any of you guys out there that are looking to get a 8th gen, 9th gen. I don't know if they make it for the 9th gen yet. I really don't prefer them, but if you're looking to get an 8th gen Flash Pro, if I could go back, that would have been my first mod. It's a very amazing thing to have, and the fact that it's fully tunable and it's in your hands at all times makes it even that much better. So give it a rev and we'll see if the idle drops back down to where it should. Goes up a little bit, injectors opening, and it does. And we'll give it a little bit higher rev. That's the same thing. And now a launch control. And there you go. Well, I haven't done this for a while, so I'm going to set the phone by the exhaust and see how well it sounds. I'll try to not put it super close. That way it doesn't distortion. car sounds. No race attachment with that high flow cat. If it was catless, it would sound like Raspy Wolf. Well, idling good. Has the good old Honda valve tap, and fan's kicking on like it should. Radiator fan. It's staying cool. I had to reroute this cooling hose down. I don't know if you can really see, right below this harness onto that rail right over there, because the skunk2 throttle body didn't come with any coolant attachments. So I had to do a little bit of rerouting, but you know, no big deal as far as that. And it runs good, and I'm hoping that the more I drive it, which I'm sure it will, the ECU will learn, and it'll just keep progressing. And here's that JDM Sport coupler I had. It's very well insulated, and even though this rad hose, I'm probably going to get a skunk2 rad hose to have a little bit more room so it's not rubbing up against here, but the fact that this is rubbing up against this coupler and it's still staying pretty damn cool is very impressive. Skunk2 throttle body utilizes all the sensors, and I bolted right up, came with a new gasket, directions, and that's one of the rare aftermarket things that I bought that come with directions. And I'm pretty impressed with it. I mean, what I pay for, I should be. And hoping to get her tuned up, and I think this is probably it for a long time for old dad legs, as far as getting mods, because pretty much all my external ones are finished, and now it's time for the internals, and that's where the chunks of a deuce of money comes in, and I don't have that, as most Brownsvillians don't. So the car's dirty as hell, but you know, I'm gonna get her a bath before the flashlight drags, and I'm gonna go upstairs and look at some of my data logs and check out how my air to fuel is and how she's running. So, but for now, I'm gonna keep doing some data logs and just keep running it the way it is. Another thing I forgot to point out is that this shifter link right here barely clears right there where that coupler is. It's really hard to see back here. Whenever I shift gears and that moves and that pivots, it damn near touched it. I had to adjust it because I thought I had messed something up. I don't know how I could have. I wasn't doing any work on the transmission, and I came to realize that that was the problem right there. A buddy of mine noticed that too. You need to really have two people for that. Kind of helps out. But it's fixed for now, but I think it's eventually going to work its way up, because I had to undo that clamp right there. Turns the rat's in right now, thermostat opened up. And yeah, I have to make a little bit of adjustments for clearance, but for now it's okay. It's not so bad. But yeah, this is Dad Legs. I'm standing up here at Howard Green Howard Street, whatever the hell street this is, and just wanted to give you guys a demonstration of the new skunk2 setup, and hopefully getting rid of this nasty looking factory fuel rail, and getting into another skunk2 add-on family to the family of skunk2 Black Series Pro Edition fuel rail. Make the make the fuel burn a little bit less hot and give a little bit extra gain too. And I clean up the engine bay a little, because antifreeze was going everywhere today whenever I was putting this bad boy together. But all in all, I'd say it's pretty well worth it. I'll definitely notice more once it gets tuned, but even in 6th gear now on the highway, you barely tap the gas, and this thing is very responsive. And I haven't really done any first through fourth gear pulls yet, but I did drop it down to fourth when I was going about 80, and I climbed up to $110, and man, in no time. It was really quick for a fourth gear wide open throttle pull. I was just pissing around, but yeah, this is me signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the vid, and hopefully I'll be making some more here pretty soon.